learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. We've spent the last week building our smoky outdoor wood furnace or wood heat exchanger, homemade, with a old antique Franklin wood stove. And we've used it for 2 nights now, and it has worked fantastic. Got up at 2:30 to put some more wood in it, and I don't know how we're going to get around that. It's just going to be one of those things that got to get up and put some wood in. Carolyn goes to bed a lot later than I do, so she'll probably start putting wood in before she goes to bed. If we can just get it to 5 a.m., then we'll be in pretty good shape. At 2:30, it was just about ready to die down, but we didn't get cold yet. Yesterday, I put a little bit of finishing touches here in all the little cavities of the bricks. I put dirt in, and that gained us an additional 10 degrees when the heat actually enters the camper. So I'm learning a lot. So when we actually move into the tiny house, I can master this thing. Now, we do think that we're going to probably buy an actual outdoor wood furnace. I've been looking them up, and the blower on those things only take 45 watts, so I could easily run that on the batteries. We might leave this one down here. When it's time to go buy chicks, we can go get chicks, put them out here in the camper, put a little heat light on it, and keep the place warm for the chicks or any other animals we may want to raise. It was a good experiment to learn how to do it, and so we can do better next time. Learn all our mistakes. One thing I don't like about this wood stove is it has an indoor adjustment for the flue. So that means you got to open the door every time you want to adjust the temperature. Most of them have them right here on the chimney. So I'm going to get one of those. I'm going to put it in the chimney. That way I don't have to always open the door. I can just come out, turn it up, turn it down, whatever. But it's getting ready to rain for the next week, maybe 2. It looks like it's a long-term rain. So today I've been pretty busy catching up on all the daily activity chores. I filled the IBC tank up with water. I Berkeyed some water. Carolyn got the last bit of laundry done. I filled up all the buckets of water with chlorinated water so I can have water to Berkey. The Berkey is our water purification system. So we're just going to hunker down for a week or so to get through the rain. I don't understand all this rain. It's cold and rainy. I was here in Missouri 2 years ago in May, and it was 90 degrees and dry. It really is an odd year for May. Record low temperatures. Got down to 32 one night and 37 the next night. Here's the thing though, is a few weeks ago, everybody was telling me how lazy I am. You're only working 3 hours a day. There's 8 hours in a work day. And people were making YouTube videos talking about how lazy I am. Well, all of a sudden, the whole conversation has shifted and talking about how hard of a worker I am. So, but a lot of people have been saying that, boy, you need to slow down. You're going to kill yourself. And we have gotten a lot done. I'm very proud with everything we've gotten done. We've gotten this yard looking like a yard. I mean, it all looked like this when we got here. The leaves hadn't turned green yet, but it was all grown up. Briar patches everywhere. You couldn't walk without just scraping up your legs real bad. We got the mobile home trailer tore down. Got the floor to the little tiny house completed. This is going to be a little break with the rain that we had, which is a good thing because this month we've already maximized our budget. I've said in many videos before that we have a budget that we try to stick to. Now, our daily living budget is $800 a month. That's what we spend to eat, pay bills, you know, the internet, the insurance, food. We've been coming underneath that pretty good. And so far this month, for that budget, we're at 500 and I don't know, some odd dollars. So we have about $300 left that we can spend on our budget. Now, we don't always spend everything that we budget. And if we don't, we save that back and we can put that back into savings or into our emergency fund. Now, I've said many times that we're only going to spend $500 a month on our tiny house. Now, when I've said that, that also includes a lot of other things, like the wood furnace, you know, purchases that we have to make, buying tools. Everything has to be calculated into that. We're going to spend $5,000 on the tiny house. So the goal is to come under $5,000. Well, for example, this frame here has only cost 36 bucks. When I budgeted it right around $200, but I was able to find free lumber from the mobile home trailer that we tore down. That saved us a ton of money. But it's a good thing that we were able to do that, because about the same time I got that finished, it got cold here in Missouri, and I started really worrying about next winter. It was bugging me that I was not ready for next winter, and I needed to start preparing. I didn't want to be on propane another winter. We've been on propane for 3 winters, and it's just scary. When you're running propane inside a little bitty box, the carbon monoxide detector goes off at least once a month when you're running propane. You got to keep the stove clean. You got to make sure the windows are cracked open, and it's terrifying when it goes off. And it's even harder to get the dang thing to shut off. So I just wasn't going to do propane again full time. Now, we'll run propane as a backup during the day, but at night we're not running propane. So I needed to get the wood stove. So that meant that I needed to spend money to get this thing going. So we only spent $36 here, roughly. Then we were ready to spend some money on the wood stove. So I want to break down what our costs are on top of the $500 that we already spent for our regular bills and budget. We had to go to the hardware store for a variety of different reasons. I said $36 for the house, but I also had some other things. So in total, I spent $71 at the hardware store for just different items. I can't even think what they were. I just put it on the house budget just in case. I've been saying it was $36, but there must have been something else that I just wasn't aware that I must have went to the hardware store and got. We bought a little pull-around wagon, and I'm telling you, this thing is a huge asset to us. I've used it for everything. I've converted it into a wheelbarrow. Now, I'm going to do a better job on this, but this was just instantaneously, I need something to hold dirt. So I took a piece of coroplast, an extra piece I had laying around, and I stuck it in there. And so I was able to shovel up all this dirt in here that has washed up underneath the trailer. And I threw the dirt into that, which is the dirt I used down there on the wood stove to fill in the bricks. I use it almost every day now. Just carting around tools, the groceries, carry the groceries from the truck down to the camper. I've used it to cart around wood, the firewood. Huge asset there. I mean, imagine having to carry that just a few sticks at a time. I can load this thing up about 900 pounds. That was $110 at Menards, but worth every penny. Now, all this comes out of that $500 that we were talking about. So the savings that I had on this, which would have been $200 and 500, whatever you want to call it. Let's say that I budgeted what I've done here so far at $200. Well, I was able to buy the wagon and some other things at the hardware store so far, and I haven't come up to $200 because I was able to find free materials here. Again, just always trying to move along with the process and keep coming under budget, even though I got to buy more things than what I had originally budgeted for the house. Well, the heater, like I said, I wasn't going to worry about that until October. But I'm really glad I got that out of the way and I don't have to worry about it anymore. So we bought the wood stove for $50, which was a really good deal. Now, the sad thing is the very next, day, maybe 2, Carolyn got back on Facebook Marketplace where we found this one, and she found one for free. And it was like, oh, how disappointing. But the thing is many of the people that we contacted when we were originally contacting people, only one replied. So it's unlikely that we would have actually gotten the free one. So I feel a little better that if I just tell myself, okay, we wouldn't have gotten it. So the $50 one was a good deal. We had to spend money on the ductwork. Here we have a piece of aluminum dryer ductwork inside this insulated ductwork. So we had to, basically double up on the ductwork. I just didn't feel comfortable this doing the job by itself. It's incredible how everything was so expensive when we did this. Everything here is 20 bucks a piece. So we had to buy the pipe for the chimney, a reducer, a cap, and I still need to buy another pipe. I need to get this up a little higher. I would like to get it above the camper. That way we can open this window. We can't open this window right now when the stove is on because all the smoke comes into the camper. After it was all said and done, we spent $262 on the wood stove. So in grand total, we have spent $443. Now, as I said, we're only spending $500 a month. That's the budget. We got done what we wanted to get done this month on the tiny house accomplished. We were able to put the floor in. And on top of it, we were able to get a wood stove installed. We are $67 away from hitting our budget. So we're under budget this month and have gotten everything we needed done on the tiny house, and we've installed a wood stove, and we have a little wagon that's going to be a back saver. That's going to speed everything up. So my next payday is in about 10 days away. And that's when we'll probably go ahead and we'll buy some insulation and plywood for the tiny house. Good thing it's going to rain, because then I can slow down on the work a little bit. Thanks for watching.